Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello, 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 hello. So, what do you do when life feels impossible? When it feels as if everything is coming against you like a steamroller train or something? I don't even know. That's the only one I can think of. I don't even know. You just feel as if you're being pressed from every side. I'm sure that's in the Bible somewhere. When you feel like every side is just kind of coming against you and it feels a bit like, oh my goodness. What is your reaction? What do? Do you run away? Do you try and retreat? Do you put your blanket over your head? Do you forget the dream? What do you do? And this, I suppose, is the thing that most people fear when it comes to building their dream, building their dream life, or building living a life of calling, because there's a part of them that is absolutely petrified that they could one day go through their own Garden of Gethsemane, basically, where everything is coming against them and they feel as if they're going to die and, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And guess what you must do? This is the thing. No one promised us ease. No one, not even your higher power promised you ease at all times. What was promised was abundance. What was promised was life in its fullness. What was promised was that you would be able to come through and that you're never alone. And so you must keep moving forward. There is a normal human tendency to decide that I'm going to retreat at this point. But guess what? I've done that so many times in the past. Pre-children, I split my life into pre-children and post-children. Pre-children, I retreated all the time. I used to just, as soon as things get too hard, well, you know what? I'm a pharmacist. I don't need to do this anyway. I'm just going to go off and carry on with must mean that God is against it. Maybe it's just not the right time. I'm just going to stop. And then I just kind of quit, give up, go back to my regular life, wake up in the morning, still feeling really rubbish, wondering when is my life going to change, wondering when is my time coming. And my time could have come at any point if I just decided to push through rather than run away. I was an expert at running away for a season there. Are you an expert at running away? No judgment, but just recognize what you're doing. Because this is the thing, it's easy to tell ourselves that, I don't need to do this. No, of course you don't. You don't need to do anything. You could literally just not do anything at all if you choose to. You might feel, but I have to do certain things. No, there's nothing you have to do. You're making a choice to do whatever it is that you do. You choose whether you're going to stay in a life that doesn't actually feel great, or you choose whether you're going to stay in a life that does. Whichever way, you will go through some pain, actually. Whichever way. Of one thing you can be sure is that there will be tribulation. At some point. Some tribulation will end up leading you somewhere worthwhile, and some tribulation will just continue indefinitely because you've refused to pay attention to the fact that this isn't the life you are supposed to be living. So the choice becomes yours. Are you going to live with the chronic kind of pain, or are you going to move on to a bit more of an acute pain that is taking you somewhere good? It's like, are you going to give birth to the baby, or are you going to keep holding on to the baby and stay in labor forever, basically, because you're scared of passing the baby through? I know you're fear of man, you have no idea. But, you get a choice. The tribulation will come. It's like right now, I know I'm going through what feels like I'm being pushed and pressed from every side, and I am I'm tempted. I say I'm tempted, but I'm not, because I've done it so many times in the past. I say I'm tempted, and I wonder if I have I won't go into detail right now as to what is going on, but I wonder if I have the strength to keep going. But you know what? I don't even need to know whether I have the strength to keep going. All I need to do is put one foot in front of myself and keep moving forward. That's it. I don't need to know whether I'm going to quit at the 5th foot. It doesn't matter at the 5th step. It doesn't matter, or the 10th step, or the 11th step, or the 12th step. All that matters is the very next step. That's it. Now, most people are kind of, and I've done this too, where you're trying to see the end from the beginning already. You're trying to, can I cope? Should I just quit now instead of waiting until I quit later on? No, you just think about the next step. That's it. And you keep moving forward. That's it. And in fact, the affirmation I was going to say today, I don't know, where is everyone today? The affirmation I was going to say today was, I keep moving forward. I can't remember what the rest of it was now. I think I typed it in. Let's go see it on the page. What did I type in? Yes, I'm as forgetful as anyone at times. Ultimately, it's like I write these affirmations, I say them to myself, and then I forget what I said I was going to say. Let me have a look and see what I've put on the page right here. Yes, I keep moving forward, even when life seems impossible. I keep moving forward, even when life seems impossible. So that is it. That is the affirmation for today. I keep moving forward even when life seems impossible, because there are times when life does seem impossible. It seems like it's going to crush you and break you down. And you still have a choice. You still have a choice. Most of the time, the things that you think are going to break you and break you down are really not actually as... It's just that you've given it so much emotion. You've given it so much power over you that it feels as if it's the end. But actually, it's hardly ever the end, unless you choose to make it the end. Hopefully you won't. Hopefully you'll realize that actually it's a blip. It's just a blip. It's not the end of the world. You do not have to die, cry and die. You can actually keep moving forward regardless of what is going on, regardless of how you feel. And so as I was saying, yeah, I do feel very pressed and pushed at the moment. I feel really under pressure at the moment. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, it is what it is for right now. That's it. It is what it is for right now. Life may seem impossible, but I know it's not impossible because I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm being taken care of. I know abundance is my birthright. I know that, I'm never alone. Ultimately, that's the big thing, is the choosing to live in trust. The choosing to believe that whichever way I will come out, there will be a route of escape and it will be fine. And it's not that I'm trying to run away and find some route of escape. That's what I used to do. When I say route of escape, I don't mean that it's some kind of thing where I'm not going to be involved and I'm not going to do anything. No, I know that it's really down to me to really step up my game. That it is in these moments that faith is tested. It isn't in the easy times. That's not when faith is tested. Faith is tested in the moments when everything seems incredibly difficult. That's when faith is being tested. That's when you know whether your faith is real or not, basically, or your trust is real, because it's easy when things are easy. It's easy when everything is going hunky-dory and everything is going fine. Then it's easy, right? It's easy to claim and affirm and to shout about how, yeah, I keep moving forward even when life feels impossible. Hello, Wendy. How you doing? Then it's easy. It's in the hard times. What do you do then? Do you lean into the pain or do you run for the hills? And then knowing that when you run for the hills, the problem is that you haven't solved the problem. In fact, you're not even trying to solve the problem here. You're just trying to keep walking forward. That's it. Sometimes it's not even about looking for a solution to the problem. It's literally about staying on the narrow path. That's it. Can you just take the next step? And then the next step. And you don't even think about the second step. Just think about the one in front of you. That's all. Yeah, lean in. Because how many of you, or me, because I know for me, that I've done the running away thing so many times in the past, but you still have to go through it. If you want to live a life of calling, a life of purpose, a life of wealth, you're still going to have to come back onto the same path. And because you haven't gone through it before, you're going to have to go through it again. So you may as well take the next step. Take the next step. Take the next step. That's it. That's it. You don't need to think forward beyond that. Just one step. That's all. One freaking step. Just refuse to quit. And this is the other thing. There's a kind of quit that you don't completely quit. You just kind of go slower and slower and slower, and you just kind of start hiding little by little. So you kind of going to the side, to the side, to the side. So then you're never saying I quit. No, you don't say that. You know what you're doing is quitting, really, because you already quit inside. You've already kind of given up inside, but you're too proud to actually properly quit. So you pretend to still be on the narrow path, but you're not. You're just playing. Because the pain has suddenly got too hard. And I get that. I don't want to diminish pain, because I know right now, I know how I feel. And yet, all I know is that I just need to take the next step. I just need to do the next thing in front of me to do. That's all. That's all. I don't need to know the end. I don't need to know whether it's all going to come crashing down around me. I don't need to know any of that. I just need to know that I can take the next step. That's all. That's all. I keep moving forward. Even though life seems impossible, I keep moving forward. Even when life seems impossible. And I know, I don't want to diminish the pain, but this is where resilience is built. This is where tenacity is built. This is where relentlessness is built. And you have to ask yourself, are you committed to your end goal? Are you? Are you committed to the end goal or not? And if you are, just take the next step. That's all. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know, what is the next thing I can do? Then do it. Kind of almost, you have to lift yourself away from all the tension around you. You don't make a decision from fear. No. You lift yourself out from the tension around you. Remember the big vision. What's the next step? What's the next step? That's all. Just the next step. That's all. Okay? We keep moving forward even when life seems impossible, because this is it. This is it. There is nothing that you're going through that you cannot overcome. Nothing. If you will keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eyes on the life that you are designing, take the next step. It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live, because you want to. And honey, or honeys, you need to come to the Focused, Fulfilled, Free workshop. It's happening later on today in about, let's see, it's just gone 2 here, so it's about 9 hours time. 9 hours time, we will be going live, honey. Sometimes you just need to come because you need to hear that you are not crazy. That the fact that you're staying on the path is not a stupid thing to do. You need to hear your next steps. You need to hear where you're getting distracted. You need to learn this stuff that I'm going to be showing you, as well as putting these strategies in place so that you can actually build a business that gives you the life of freedom, of calling, of purpose that you desire, okay? That helps you make the difference you want to make with the people you want to make it with, and keep moving forward, okay? So come over to rosemaryonnight.com/focused. I look forward to having you there. Okay, that's happening in about 9 hours time. Go get your seat right now. Listen in from the beginning if you just joined in. We just keep moving forward even when life seems impossible. Much love.